Telling our stories is the connective tissue of the collective human experience. The Just Keep Talking podcast delves into the lives and stories of artists. What is the impact of mental health on creativity? What does it mean to be a creative individual? Someone who feels deeply, experiences joy and pain intensely, and navigates the challenges of life through the creative process. With each story shared, we explore the authentic experience of our basic need to be seen, to be heard, and to belong. We're really not so different from one another, nor are we alone. Together, we can inspire, encourage, and enlighten each other to find the true joy and fulfillment that is within ourselves. When we just keep talking, we create the space for gratitude, self-acceptance, and grace in everyday life. In a world filled with divisiveness, fostering inclusivity and connection is a powerful way to make a positive impact. The Just Keep Talking podcast with me, Brother Love, because your story matters. Hello, and welcome to the Just Keep Talking podcast with me, your host, Brother Love. Hello, hello. This is another episode of Real Lives of Tour Wives. My guest today is Hannah Fairlight, fearless storyteller, actress, musician, guitar, keys, vocals, sax, audio engineer. Hello, hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm in your house, so thank you for having me.
You're in my house.
I know.
What do you think?
This is fantastic. I was just here recently, a few episodes ago. I was here with your husband, Jeremy Asbrock, who is the touring guitar player for Ace Frehley. Mm-hmm. And since that episode, Ace Frehley passed away.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is so heavy.
My gosh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, because you know Ace, you knew Ace. You have two kids, Rory and Benjamin, that have met Ace. He's an absolute hero of mine. We were just talking off mic with you and your husband about the impact of Ace Frehley on me personally, on people that we know, on the world, as far as who he was as a guitar player and an artist. And it is heavy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, my goodness, what's been going on in your guys' world the last few weeks? Because I sat right here at this table with Jeremy a few weeks ago, and he was just about to get back on the road. He said, yeah, I got a few more shows with Ace this year. I'm excited about it. I just talked to him. He's feeling good. And then like a day or two later, he was gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nuts. Everything can just change on a dime like that. It's been seismic for us, and it was definitely a shock. It's still shocking. I did not know as much as I know about Kiss, obviously, since meeting my husband now 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. Moving to Nashville, meeting him, and his, love for Kiss and Ace specifically dates back to when he was like 4 or 5 years old. So the age of our son, Benjamin, who is getting into music now. So it's this whole life circle, this whole journey that he's been on, from picking up the guitar because of Ace, having his poster on the wall, being into Kiss as a young kid, and then to being able to play in Ace's band for the last 7 years. Yeah, he's like family to us. I mean, getting to bring the kids on the road, he's like holding Benjamin and just catching up with him. He's a really sweet man. And he's been a huge part of our lives for the last 7 years. So it's heavy, it's shocking, and we're grieving, but we're also really wide open to the universe for whatever else is going to come our way at this point. So yeah.
Growing up, I adored Kiss. That was my band. I mean, I play music because of Ace Frehley, because of Kiss. The riffs in his solos, Ace Frehley's solos, were little symphonies within the song.
Song within a song. Yeah.
They had beginning, a middle, and an end, and they told a story, which was really what I thought was so intriguing and why I can sing you every Ace Frehley solo. I remember it. It brought me together with old friends. It brought me back with my earliest childhood friends and earliest childhood musical partnerships because we bonded over Kiss. My friend Mark Lichtenstein, my oldest friend that I can remember in this world, texted me and he said, I remember when you came and slept over my house. You came over to my apartment and we were real little and you brought your Kiss sleeping bag. We met in camp in like around the second grade, I believe, and we bonded over Kiss. And he said, I remember you came over and you had your Kiss sleeping bag and then you beat me in boxing or something, which I thought was hilarious, right? I've never beaten anybody in anything. I beat you in boxing. Well, good. I hope you have that memory because I certainly don't. But we started playing music together. We took lessons and all we did was just love that. And then musical friends growing up, my teenage years, like getting into a band with somebody. Well, what are your interests? Why are you in a band with them? Because our interests were the same. Mm-hmm. And we loved Kiss. And it was just incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm really terribly sorry for your loss. And it's just so bizarre to know somebody, Jeremy, your husband, who was spent so much time with him and it just happened. What are some of your memories? You've been around and you're part of the family. Tell us a good memory about Ace Frehley, like something fun.
Okay, this one's fun. So we were invited, well, obviously Jared was invited to be in the music video for Cherry Medicine. And Ace invited the wives or the girlfriends to come be in the music video.
Yeah.
He wanted like a tribe of hot chicks to like dress up in leather and like do Cherry stuff.
Yeah, right.
And he shot the video on Staten Island in this crazy mansion, this big mansion house, and he had this like red Ferrari that he rented and like just all this fun stuff. And this was my first time with Ace, you know, not just in a green room before a show, but like in a casual environment where we're like all getting ready. We're getting our hair and makeup done for the music video. So we're all there. And on the flight to Staten Island, to New York, I had my hairspray confiscated by TSA.
Was it Aquanet?
It was sexy hair. The big, it was like the, you know, the aerosol, the big ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I made the mistake of like carry on. So I had that. I didn't have hairspray.
Right.
And I just said it out loud. I wasn't even like asking anybody for it. I was like, oh crap, I forgot my hairspray. And Ace runs in and he's like, oh, come here. I got you covered. And he like brings me to his room with, you know, just this crazy room in this mansion dressing room. And he opens up his suitcase and he's ruffling through his stuff. And he gets out all these hair products. Because he's got like crazy cool hair, you know, and he has hair products that like he colors his hair, he colors his goatees. Like, here, try this one. It's got dark color in it. It'll look nice in your hair. I'm in there with him and he has some kind of a face tightening makeup on and it's this blue shade. So he's got a blue face and his hair's pinned back. And it was just so casual and so fun and so sweet.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my sweetest memories where
so cool.
We're just all making this thing together
Yeah.
in this weird house in Staten Island. So that's one of my favorite
My
Ace
goodness.
memories.
So just from the standpoint of work now, right? Jeremy is now looking for work.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look, we are tour wives, right? You and I. My wife is Sarah Tomek. She's a drummer. She's out with Andy Bell right now from the band Erasure. And she's gone for like another month and a half. This is a very long stint, a 2.5 month stint away from home. And thank goodness that she has the work because that brings in the money for us and the dogs and all that. And if she didn't have the work, I don't know what we would do. Things are slow for me and I'm not on the road and I miss my wife dearly. This is really hard. And I know Jeremy just got called for some gigs. And obviously, Jeremy Asbrock is a phenomenal guitar player. He's one of my heroes, guitar playing. I love him to death, as I know you do. But from the standpoint of work, I mean, it's got to be a little shocking and a little bit painful. How does it feel now to be like, all right, I thought you're going to be away now for the rest of the year. Now you're not. How are you holding up with all that?
Man, it is wild. Internally, Jer and I have done a lot of meditation, positive manifestation.
Yeah.
You know, we're just sitting in a space that's like really peaceful. We're still grieving, but we're also just really like wide open to whatever might be next because it's the end of an era.
Yeah.
I mean, Jer has been inside the Kiss world, having played with Gene Simmons and his solo band, and then Gene handed the band off to Ace for the better part of a decade.
Yeah.
And so that being our consistent story, and then this could mean Jared's probably not going to be touring with those guys in the band either anymore. He's really, really good friends with Ryan Cook, and they've been on the road together. So their life on the road together may be coming to a close, or maybe not. Who knows what will happen next? But this chapter is closing.
Yeah.
And so it's sad, but it's leaving this like big space where we can pivot and anything is possible.
Right.
Like everything is possible.
That's wonderful.
It's a bittersweet, but like a beautiful, like we've been embracing just like, okay, well, something's going to happen next. Something will fill this big space.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
We want to stay on top of our game and keep our spirit happy, our spirit's alive. And it's inspired me to, what can I do? I mean, I act, I do music, I'm an audio engineer.
Yeah.
So I shake my moneymaker however I can and say just, hey, everybody, I'm for hire too. Like, let's make it happen.
Right. I mean, I know you're not sitting at home, eating bonbons while while the king is away. You know what I mean? Neither am I, but it's just a different lifestyle. It absolutely is. So what was that like for you guys? So I was mentioning my wife, Sarah Tomek. She's on these tours that are just, they go on and on and on. I mean, she, for years, was in the blues camps, Samantha Fish, Joanne Shaw Taylor. And these tours just continue on all year. It's like breathing for the blues artists and for the blues fans. You kind of cycle through and you cycle back and you keep going, as opposed to like a tour cycle in and of itself for a record or for a single. These cats just go on and on and on. And I wish my wife was a weekend warrior at this point, and she's not. Now that she's on this Andy Bell tour, they're out for 2.5 months. She left 2 weeks ago. It feels like it's a freaking year. And it's really, really hard. So what was it like? Because the Ace stuff and the stuff with Gene Simmons, and basically in general, Jeremy has been more of a weekend warrior. Is that correct?
Definitely with Ace, more weekend warrior.
Right.
And that was like Ace's choice. He's, he was 74, like he's in his 70s. But with Gene, oh my God, it was crazy sometimes, Larry.
Yeah.
Like we've got 2 kids. We didn't have Benjamin yet for when he was with Gene, and Rory was little. And there were times when, God, 2019 was such a crazy year.
Right.
We had so many things happen. We had death. We had amazing opportunities happen. 2017, 2018, 2019, that was like a really crazy few years where I remember I was audio engineering. I was the audio supervisor on a PBS documentary in Cuba. So I'm there for 2 weeks. We've got a little small child, Rory. He was like 2, 1.5, like little guy. And Jer was in Japan with Gene.
Wow.
Like the way that we've made it happen is just miraculous. And I commend our resourcefulness. But sometimes it's crazy. We're like on different continents and we're trying to make sure our kids are covered. And then sometimes, a lot of the time, he's on the road. The last few years, weekend warrior. That's been great. We made a pact a long time ago that like more than a month, it gets weird, right?
Yeah.
And especially with the kids, like it gets weird for the person who's home and who's holding down the fort, and it gets crazy for the person that's out on the road too. It's tough. And I commend you and Sarah because that's a long time.
Oh my God.
But you got to take it when it comes.
That's the point.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's our life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've had instances where we're both on the road together. We've toured separately. She was home for a long time, like just working in town, and I was on the road. This one's a killer. I'm not doing well. Let me tell you, Hannah, this is sad stuff for me. Do you know what the best part of my day was? Like yesterday, actually, and mommy missed it. This is the sad part, right? So we have 2 dogs now, right? I have Ringo, who's 10. She's black lab. We have such a beautiful bond, and she's getting older. And my wife, Sarah, decided, let's get Ringo a puppy. So Sarah came home from tour. She was home for like not even 24 hours. This is a couple of months ago. And all of a sudden we had a puppy. Like we didn't even have sex yet back from tour. And we had a puppy. So then we didn't have sex at all. Yeah, because the puppy needed to be a puppy. And the puppy was everywhere. We have to take care of the puppy. No sex, puppy. So...
Amazing.
Yeah. So we all of a sudden we have
I can relate.
Yes. Well, you have 2 children. Yes, of course. And we have this puppy. He's an American hairless terrier. He's bald all the way around. No hair. So
Oh
now
my
we have, this was like the summer, so we had to put all kinds of suntan lotion on him, and we got to put all kinds of lotions and stuff because he's bald, take care of his skin. Now it's winter. I'm accepting winter clothes. Do you have anything that your young little children used to wear and now have outgrown?
Perfect. I'll bear you in mind. We definitely have some like Kiss and Van Halen sweatshirts and stuff.
That's perfect.
Okay.
So Jazz is his name, right? He's little man. I call him the little man. Little man Jazz. And so we're walking yesterday. He's about 10 months old now, okay? Now we have a bond because Mommy's gone. That was part of it. I said, Mommy, you're going to go on tour. This little baby's not going to know who you are. He's going to be my little man. So the highlight of my day yesterday, you know what? Let's not get crazy. The highlight of my week, let's get nuts, okay? Let's not get crazy. Let's get nuts. The highlight, we're walking, right? And it's hard to walk two dogs at the same time. I mean, you have two kids. I'm like a fool by mentioning any of this stuff to you, right? She's like, what the hell are you talking about? I got children, you and your dumb dogs. I'm walking the two dogs, and all of a sudden, one goes to the right and one goes to the left at the exact same time, and they poop at the exact same time. Oh! I can't even take my phone out to take a picture because they're just enough stretched so that I'm not.
You have to just take a mental picture.
Take a mental picture for Mommy. That's right. Look at you and your touring. Look, see what you missed. The babies have pooped at the same time. You know, like they just like got an A in math or something.
It's
you
freaking
know?
Amazing. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic.
I can totally relate.
Yes.
Sometimes the boys are both pooping at the same time and Jared's on the road.
Yes.
And I'm just like, they're both pooping.
Yeah.
And we celebrate pooping because regularity is amazing.
Important.
It's important.
Especially at my age, my friend. Okay? So, especially at my age. And you guys will get there. Trust me. It'll be fun. So what's it like for your routine? You said you have some things in place, the both of you, and I admire that, and I'm trying real hard right now. So I'm having a tough time. I feel very lonely, and I do like my alone time. But man, sometimes it's harder than other times, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes the month goes by and it's like a breeze, and it's like, oh, this is great. Keep in mind, folks, that I will see my wife in a week and a half. I'm going to visit. We're having a rendezvous in Chicago.
Ooh.
Well, she's playing in Chicago. I'm going to visit.
Great.
So might as well call it a rendezvous because it sounds sexier that way. Yeah. No dogs, so maybe sex. Yeah. So we have that to make sure that, okay, this is a long stint. I will go visit her in Chicago, and I can't wait. So what do you guys have in place for this kind of stuff? Because I need help. Hannah, help.
We try to be intentional, just like you said, with the rendezvous. Like, there's some peace and some solace that comes with when, you know, you don't have both adults in the room and you're both like fighting over what the tasks are, you know, whether it's like what you're going to eat for dinner, the cooking, or the different tasks. Like when Jared's gone, I'm in charge. And there's a little bit of peace that comes with that. Like, right. I don't have to contend with or compromise with another style. Right. Let's call it. But then there's stuff that gets lost. Like Jared is the chef. Jared's the supreme cooking guy in the relationship. I have ADHD and I struggle with the piece of making a meal. I can make a meal, but like then it's me and two little boys, and I've got to split the difference between like, do I want to make like a healthy, you know, Brussels sprouts and like make a big production of it, or if it's just me and like two little kids, like it usually turns into, you know, pizza, mac and cheese, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, whatever. Yeah. You know, and even sometimes like with the ADHD, man, I'll be making tacos. Tacos are simple. You just dice a bunch of stuff up, you cook the meat, but I'll like put the shells in the oven and I burn that. Like that's me. Yeah. It's just like that's so shit like that happens when he's gone. And so there's this part that's like peaceful because I'm in charge, and I get to dictate what happens throughout the day and what we eat at night and how the routine goes and whether or not I bathe the kids. I usually don't bathe the kids as often when he's gone.
I do the same with the dogs. Jazz needs to be bathed more because he's bald, by the way. Yeah.
I'll usually put like a movie on and like make some popcorn and like bond with the kids instead of like keeping it the strict routine. But anyway, I do Pilates. I swim.
With the kids?
No.
Oh, with yourself?
When I'm with myself to stay sane.
Yes.
I meet with people. I try to meet with people, be with other humans when my husband is gone, connect, because I tend to like be a little more isolating, you know. I'll just go off into the woods and do my own thing. So like those are ways that I cope. I spend intentional time with my kids, which I love, because every second, you know, when I'm away for work, I know what it feels like for Jer. You know, you're missing these precious moments when they're both pooping at the same time, or these like precious moments where they come home and they've drawn something amazing, or, you know, Benjamin's learning to write or read and he's like reading words in a book for the first time. Those little moments, you know, and I try to grab videos and share it with Jer. Those are the ways I stay sane. I try to play music as much as possible too, you know?
Yeah.
Like just for myself, even if it's not prepping for a gig or for a reason, but just like sit down and play music for like 30 minutes. That keeps me sane too.
Wow. So yeah, you really have things in place. That's great, because I isolate myself and go down the hole of sadness and be like, wow, yeah, you know, I go down a head hole, you know. I have a friend and we go to dinner together sometimes. We go to this Chinese place in Madison. We call it, hey, you want to go for sad Chinese? So we'll go for our sad Chinese meal. Yeah. It's kind of a sad... It's better now. The lighting has changed. It was like very dingy and dark. The food's great. And it's hard to find Chinese food that was good here in Nashville. As a New Yorker, it was hard to find everything, right? You lived in New York for a good amount of time. And we go to this sad Chinese place and I'm like, this is great. This was last week. I'm like, I need a friend. This is wonderful. And we're having a good time. We're laughing, you know, and it's good that we are spending intentional time together and I'm able to be with a friend. This particular friend quit drinking around the same time that I quit drinking. So we're kind of like a sponsor for each other in a way. We're dear friends. And I'm so happy to be out of my head hole. And then I hear somebody tap me from behind. I'm literally sharing a bench. Somebody sitting behind me that knows me or that I know. Hey, aren't you Larry? I'm like, yes. Hi. I'm very sad right now, but okay. You know. It's a sad Chinese. Aren't you having sad Chinese, right? We don't need to talk at sad Chinese. We could just eat and be sad and then eat too much and then feel really sad because we did too much eating. But she's like, oh, we spent a Jewish holiday together 10 years ago with mutual friends and so. And it was a beautiful time. And I'm like, I remember who she was and she's very nice. Everything about it is lovely. And I haven't thought about this in a long time. We were at a mutual friend's house and Steven Tyler was there. Now, the reason why he was there, because my wife, Sarah Tomek, was playing drums with Steven Tyler and the band Loving Mary. And so this particular Jewish holiday was spent with members of Loving Mary and Steven Tyler was there. It was a wonderful time. And I remembered singing with Steven Tyler that night thinking, this was so much fun. I mean, we're just palling around, all of us, and we're singing. And he joined in with all the Jewish songs for the holiday because he's a worldly guy. He's been around the block a few times. Yeah, we just had a great time. And I remember thinking when she brought it up, I said, that was a really great time. Would have been really cool in my mind, like if we had footage of that, right? Not that I would post it, but, you know, I didn't want to be obnoxious about it. But it would be nice to have. I sang with Steven Tyler. And lo and behold, we're not even done with our meal yet. And all of a sudden she goes, look what I found. And on her phone, she had a video of Steven Tyler and I singing. And it was horrible. I was so drunk. I was drunk.
You should have just kept the memory of it instead of having...
Exactly. And I got to tell her the story of like, oh, being at the Jewish holiday. It could have been Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur or Passover. It's one of the three, the big ones. And I heard me singing. And I watched the video and I just was so sad after that. Sad Chinese.
Got sadder. God damn it. I thought it was going to get better because you connected with somebody. You got out of your comfort zone. You're like, I'm sad. I don't want to talk to you. I'm talking to you. Oh, you got video. You made my dream come true.
Yep.
And my dream was
shattered. I was shattered. It was so bad. I tell you, I was a drunk for such a long time in my life. And it affects me to this day because I go to that dark place of like, well, what would my life maybe have looked like? Maybe some more success, maybe other avenues. Who the hell knows? And that's a tough place to be when you just go, what if, or, you know, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. And so I'm in this headspace like already. That's why I'm at Sad Chinese, right?
Yeah.
And then I watched this video and I was a mess. And it was so bad and it was so depressing, you know, and it really knocked me down. So, you know, yes, go on. What were you?
I wanted to say, but the thing is,
please
you
interject.
Get this pivot.
Yeah.
Don't think about how things could have been, but how things are now because you got to the place that you got to realize that wasn't working for you. And now you get to pivot and do things differently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the same boat as you. I use coping mechanisms that were not healthy, but they felt like they were right at the time.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, they didn't stop working. They were working up until I got in trouble with the law. I was still having a great time. It was probably a party for one, but I wasn't aware of that. And that's another part of my strategy now, you know, connection.
Yeah.
Is the opposite of what we're talking about here with this isolation and stuff, is the opposite of addiction too, you know? And so I've learned this new way of doing. Part of my regimen is going to meetings. I go to AA meetings, and it's freaking amazing to sit in a room with people and be unified by, you know, just talking about life, about our feelings. And it provides such a bright spot in my week when I get to do that. You know, it's like I want to be working. I want to be hustling. I want to be making money. I want to be doing, because that's what I've done all my life.
Yeah.
And I've done some cool stuff. But I love it when I get to, you know, go to like a noon meeting and like I'm not working, because that's my daily respite, you know, like I get to connect with other human beings. And so I'm glad you brought that up. Because everything that has happened before, it's an asset to us now to then bring into our future and bring into our now, that we get to, you know, hand off to other people. We get to help other people. It's kind of a fuck yeah, you know? Like,
wow. I don't look at it like that when I'm in it. Like right now, I mean, I'll be real honest, is that I'm not in that headspace right now. And I really appreciate you saying that, but you're right. We have a choice. There's an opportunity, and things are impermanent, right? Things don't stay the way they are. They don't stay. They move, and they constantly move. And I guess we have a choice within that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I was reading this morning, and it made me think of you, which was perfect. I love when that happens, right? I know I'm coming to see Hannah Fairlight today, and I opened up my book that I've been reading. I've been reading the Book of the Tao, right? Lao Tzu, Tao, right? The Book of the Tao. They say Tao, the way. It is the book of the way. And the passage is called To Flow with the Tao. And it said, the Tao of nature is sparing with words. A whirlwind doesn't last all morning. A cloud burst doesn't last all day. If these things of heaven and earth do not last, what then of man? And I thought, I've heard those words before. Where have I heard those words before? All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. Sunrise doesn't last all morning. A cloud burst doesn't last all day. Seems my love is up and has left you with no warning. It's not always going to be this gray. All things must pass. All things must pass away. And it uplifted me, because I thought, I'm going to see Hannah. I know there's been a death in the family with Ace Frehley. I know you've had hard times. You've had great times. You've had human being times. And that there's an impermanence, and that we have to keep going. And you inspire me that way, very much so. I've known you for a very long time.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah. You came to Nashville. You lived in New York City for a long time.
Yep.
You're an actor. You did such amazing work on Crazy Hearts Nashville.
Oh my God.
For A&E, right?
I did. I took a risk, man. That's what I mean, that's the name of my game though. Like you got to take risks in this life and get yourself out of your comfort zone. Right. And as an audio engineer coming into that reality show, as being on the other side of the camera, I knew a little bit about what to expect. I thought I knew what curveballs they were going to throw at me, but I had to try it, man. I had to try it. It was tough. It took me about a year after that of, it was like a year hangover, reality TV hangover. Right. But thank God. So I got two things out of that experience.
Yes.
I got a husband, love of my life, who I met unexpectedly. I came to Nashville with zero agenda, zero. Right. I was like, I don't want to bring any relationship into this fucking reality show bullshit. Like I kind of wanted to do it on the down low, even though it wound up getting like quite a bit of viewership for a minute there. I met him, and then I got to record at Ocean Way, and I argued to do a Joan Jett song, even though it was a country music show. I was like, I'm not doing all these other songs you're throwing at me. I want to do the Joan Jett. So I got those two things. I'm happy. It was cool.
Wow. And you went and rolled with it. Why was this a big hangover? What about the show? I remember the show because I was working at Santa's Pub at the time. Oh. Okay. And I just did a little tribute show at Santa's Pub with the band that I moved to Nashville with way back, her and Kings County. We came to Nashville 2008, 9, 10. We were signed to Warner. We were dropped. I mean, the dance, right? We were a band on the run. We worked hard and we broke up. Them Vibes came out of that. The infamous Her came out of that. We got together just last week because Santa, Denzel, passed away from Santa's Pub. We were the first band to shoot a music video at Santa's Pub. Santa's Pub was a new place when we moved to town. It feels like Santa's Pub had been there
forever.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So we got back together for a tribute to Santa, and I have such a warm spot in my heart. We all do, because he was a wonderful man. And at the time of you doing this show, A&E's Crazy Hearts Nashville, I was working at Santa's Pub. Your cast of characters would come in, and I haven't read these names or thought of these people in the longest time. But Anthony Billups, Lee Holyfield, Amy Wilcox, Leroy Powell. Now, Leroy I've known for a long time, and we've played some music together. Anthony Billups, same kind of deal. But I haven't thought about these names, and I remember the drama that walked into the door at Santa's Pub. Like, everybody was involved with this drama. And I didn't understand it because I'm like, what is everybody talking about? Like, you are all just songwriters in Nashville that I know. So what is this? And I didn't realize that it was magnified into a reality show. I just thought these were friends that were having all this drama. No, this is drama that's on television for everybody. Mm-hmm. So what was your part in all of this from your point of view? Because I remember that you were like the bad girl, right? Were you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the bad girl.
I'm proud of that now. Yeah.
Okay.
I was the new girl in town and the heartbreaker.
Right. Exactly.
So I had been living in New York for almost a decade.
Sultry, they said. You were the sultry songbird from Atlanta on the show.
I had been doing an audio engineering job in Atlanta, and I heard about the show, and I came up to Nashville, did an audition tape, wore my little lapel shirt and my cowboy boots because I heard the buzz from the bees was that it had to have a slant. Yeah. It was country. I did a Lucinda Williams song.
Oh, which one?
Fruits of My Labor.
Nice.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
For my audition tape, and I made the cast. And I was legitimately a new girl in town. Yeah. I was really moving here. I literally was living out of my van all that summer, my minivan. You know, I sort of still was like working in New York and like Atlanta. And so I moved to Nashville. And I got a crummy apartment down off, Nolensville. They didn't want to shoot there because just FYI, folks, reality isn't real. I had worked with this company before. It's the same company that produces Love and Hip Hop. And so I'd worked on Love and Hip Hop before, and I knew their angle. I knew that their shows looked really beautiful, very cinematic, but they love the angle of the love triangle. Ooh. And very quickly, I was, I'm in the mix. I'm the new girl. I'm going to come in and I'm going to mess up people's relationships. Okay, great. Like, I'm fair game, like play along. I know it's not real, but they're not going to throw me under the bus. Like, not little old me. I come from production world, they're not going to, I'm on their team. But lo and behold, man, they did me dirty just like everybody else. And they were weaving all these love triangles, missing the point, by the way, that like Leroy, and me and Anthony, we're like working hard to do music.
Yeah.
So there was this mixed bag. They used my friend in this neighborhood that we're in right now, her house, as my house. Oh. So they pretended that like I went from living in my van to having a fully furnished house with a piano and all this art on the walls. And so that was funny to me, but so not really very real. But then they're setting me up for these, they're prepping people before you go into a conversation and a scene. And they're prepping this person with this story. You're going to talk about this. And they're prepping the other person, the producers, you're going to talk about this. And they want you to have a train wreck on camera. And there was hard stuff happening behind the scenes. My uncle committed suicide. Oh, in the first couple weeks. Thank you. So like there's scenes where I'm crying because Leroy is telling me that I'm a terrible songwriter and I have no talent and go fuck yourself. And I'm crying because I've like just received some bad news, Yeah. It was hard, but I met Jeremy. Leroy introduced us. It was this chance meeting at Dan McGinnis. We're there. I'm there with Leroy, and Leroy's schmoozing.
Were you dating Leroy?
No.
No, right. Okay.
I mean, we kind of, a couple times.
Yeah, Leroy's that guy.
Yeah.
Leroy's the guy around town. I dated a girl after Leroy, and she would talk about Leroy all the time. I'm like, well, then just go back to Leroy, okay?
Oh my God. But he had such a big ego. I was so turned off by him.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. We can boink a couple times, but
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I don't care about this guy. That was my whole MO on the show, by the way. Like,
Right.
guys get this fucking, no reputation damage for going around town and sleeping around, whatever. But
Right.
like, girls always get all the bad rap. I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? Like,
Yeah.
why can't, with the double standard?
Always.
So I was like, whatever, with Leroy. But then Leroy, Mr. Ego, introduces me to Jeremy.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to meet this guy, Jeremy. He has so much respect for Jeremy. And I'm like, why does this guy with this big ego think that guy's cool? What's up with that guy? And Jeremy was calm and cool and collected and like only out one night that it was a chance meeting.
Right.
And we met and I was like, the whole time I was like, fuck. Here I am on this show. He thinks me and Leroy are together. He's never going to want to meet with me. Like, he doesn't want any of this drama.
Yeah.
But luckily, a couple weeks later, like, I was able to reach out to him. We got together.
Yeah.
I called him. He was like, yeah, I'm kind of busy, but this could work this night. And I went and met up with him. And as he puts it, I never left.
Yeah.
Because he was the anti-ego. And he is.
He is.
He's like this genuine, centered dude.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the reason why maybe Leroy had so much respect for him. So now, first of all, let me say that I do love Leroy Powell because I got to know him over the years.
Love
and we
Leroy.
got to play music, but he was that guy. He would walk into the bar, Three Crowbar or Dan McGinnis, and he didn't walk, man. He strutted his shit. He had a hat with a big feather on it. He had a cigar. I mean, it was like, dude, all right, we're all smoking cigarettes.
His hair.
We're all smoking cigarettes. The cigar is a little much inside, but nope, didn't matter. And and he had such an ego about him that he was mesmerizing. I mean, I understand like how he...
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It
and
was cool.
What a talent. I mean, this guy can write songs. He's an amazing guitar player. And I thought to myself, wow. And Jeremy, as we spoke about in our interview, I thought Jeremy hated me for years. And he said, you're not the only person that said that. And I said, really? Explain. Well, I could explain. Because Jeremy is just calm and he's not proving and performing and trying to please. He's not doing anything other than just being who he is. And so his inactive nature, and inactive, is that the word? No.
1,000-yard stare.
1,000-yard stare? Yeah.
Jer.
1,000-yard stare, Jer? Yeah. His ability to just be calm and listen and speak when he has something to say, as opposed to me, which is just blah every which way, is intimidating. And I'm sure Leroy thought, wow, this guy's cool because he's just quiet. Jeremy is a quiet cool and brings all of the heart and all of the soul. All you got to do is ask, right? That's it. We just start talking, and Jeremy is as an open book and a beautiful soul as there can be. The funniest thing about Leroy Powell was that one day a few years later, I saw the same strutting man with a baby carriage.
Oh my God, I know.
And that was like, okay.
And he got 3 girls.
He got, yeah. That's always what happens. If ever I had kids, it would absolutely be girls because I was so bad to so many women my entire life. Thank God I don't have it. I mean, my wife is still like, I am still waiting for that door to knock and for a young, beautiful girl to be like, I'm your daughter. The fact that that hasn't happened is a miracle, and I'm grateful. I was a different guy back then, and I literally learned a lot by meeting my wife, and that's when I knew I was to be married. I never got married because I never wanted commitment. Sarah changed my whole life. Like, I never left, just like you never left with Jeremy.
Yeah. And I felt like it was a beautiful timing for us.
Yeah.
I had been apart from my last relationship for a year. I dated a lot of different kinds of people and like lived around the world, just like doing me and like learning what was great. I mean, 2 weeks into me moving to Nashville with zero agenda. It's always when you don't expect it, when you least expect it, that the perfect thing happens.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
And a year and a half later, sweet little baby boy.
Yeah.
And marriage. And then now 2 sweet little baby boys.
Yeah. You guys have been together now for how long?
12 years together, 10 years married. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations. I'm coming up as well. December 13th, 10-year anniversary.
Ooh.
Yeah, very exciting. So in addition to this crazy Hearts Nashville, which of course you got a lot of flack for, I guess, right? When you're the bad girl, people must think that you're a bad girl, right?
Yeah.
They must hate you.
Totally.
You said you had a hangover for a bit from that.
Yep.
But
it was a tough entrance to Nashville too, because Leroy, man, I was throwing him the elbow. I was like, man, let's level with each other.
Right.
You know, can we be cool on camera, you know, and not like do what they're telling us to. They're like, let's take back the control of this thing, because he did me dirty.
Wow.
You know, being a musician, moving to Nashville, trying to get gigs, trying to put a band together for real in real life. Yeah. And be serious about it. And millions of people are watching this show where this guy who apparently wrote the book on songwriting is like, you fucking suck. That sucks. God. So that was hard. So there was a hangover, and there was a lot of searching, a lot of soul searching during that year. But there's always a good redemption story right behind every falling apart, you know? And I luckily had this beautiful, loving, real life relationship with Jer to build back up again. And in the midst of that, I swore I was never going to do any unscripted again unless I was in full creative control. Right. And I also swore that I would, if I did ever do, anything again, it would be fully scripted. And lo and behold, 3 years later, I get a message in my inbox. Hey, we got this like Joan Jett style character that we need for this project. Oh, what's the project? I didn't even know about it. Pitch Perfect 3. Yeah.
So you were in Pitch Perfect 3, 2017, right?
Yep.
Universal. That's a big company. Oh my goodness. You were Veracity, right? That was your name?
Yeah.
What was that like for you? Because you're a big star, right? A Joan Jett style rabble rouser, going to bat alongside big hitters Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, Brittany Snow, and Ruby Rose. I mean, huge stars. So what was that like for you? Because, hey, it's got all the boxes you checked. It's scripted. It's a big production. There's good pay. You don't have to come away from it being like, have to explain yourself because a reality show. What was that like?
Unreal.
Wow.
Amazing. Beautiful. Perfect. Exceptional. The power of manifestation, right? And it took like 3 years, Wow. The lawyer that I worked with while I was doing Crazy Hearts is the guy that was the connective tissue, right. Through a manager I was working with and this lawyer. And he put me in the hat, and then I was in the hat. And then all of a sudden, within the span of like 2 days, I'm driving to Atlanta to meet with the director. Wow. And I'm looking at a wall with all the people you just named and their pictures on the wall. And there's one space missing, and it's for this character, Veracity. And they fucking chose me. Wow. At the end of the day after that. I brought a bass because it was for a bass player, and I like warmed up and got ready. They didn't have me play anything. I brought my CD, Bright Future. I gave it to the director. I dressed as casually as I'm dressed right now. I showed up as me, man. Yeah. I didn't wear any makeup. I just fucking showed up as me. Yeah. And that was very heartening that I was seen for who I am and trusted that I could be capable of doing it, Yeah. And then, man, it was just the most beautiful experience production-wise. And 2017, so what are we now? 2025. Mm-hmm. That baby still, that mailbox money still comes in.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm still manifesting the next one because that was so magical and special and precious and beautiful and brought so many people joy. I want to do another project like that, So I'm putting it out there. Hey, universe. Yeah. Let's do another one. Hey, Universal.
Yeah. Hey, Universal. Let's do another one. I'm going to get off track here, but you remind me of an actress, Leather Tuscadero, who was a character in the 70s, I believe, on Happy Days, and it was Susie Quattro. And I remember meeting you at Dan McGinnis, just to go back a little bit, during the rock and roll residency. And I told Jeremy this. I said, you guys were the greatest band ever because you played all the songs that I loved and you had the hottest girls ever, always. And he was so proud. He goes, well, yeah, that was cool because, I was already with Hannah by then. So thanks. I'm like, yeah. Since I've known you, you've always reminded me of Susie Quattro.
It makes me so happy. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's beautiful. So, and I got to sing Susie at the residency.
Yes, you did.
And speaking of the wives, whether, the husbands are on the road.
Real wives.
The real lives of Nashville, of tour wives. Real lives of tour wives. Speaking of that. We got some curveballs. Jer and I, we were like super open to this, but then we got the beautiful surprise of having our baby boy, Rory. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And during this time, this is before the residency took off and started. Right. And we were doing that. Then we started working with Michael Wagner. I did the album Bright Future, found out I was pregnant the second day of recording that. Wow. So there's all this energy put in that. And then we're doing the residency and I'm like getting more and more pregnant. And then I'm like 7, 8, 9 months pregnant and I'm doing fucking Immigrant Song and like barely had the energy to do the one thing. And everybody's like, is the water going to break on stage? And then becoming a mom was really a big curveball. It was a beautiful curveball, and I wouldn't change it for the fucking world because it's an amazing journey. But it was a curveball because then I have this extra challenge because now my identity is separate. Now I'm not just a wife, a husband and wife and me, but now I'm a wife and I'm me and I'm a mom.
Wow.
And I'm this musician. I'm trying to like be an artist. So the residency kept us going, kept Jer keeping his chops up, learning 30 songs a week or whatever it was, all these new songs, kept me on stage, connected to the rock and roll, man.
So let's talk about your musical career. Your latest LP is Lone Wolf, right?
Yep.
I love this. The Big Takeover said, the riff hallmarks of Joan Jett, the sonics of Avril Lavigne, and the subversive literary approach of Patti Smith. That is very cool. I love the record. I've heard it a million times. Tell me about your record.
I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
I recorded the record a year into sobriety.
Okay.
Sobriety from alcohol.
Right.
I say that because it's important. I was feeling a lot of new feelings, right? Shifting my coping mechanisms and lighting up this new part of myself. And this new part of myself that was coming through, there was a lot of big energy coming through. And I really wanted to swing back to rock and roll. I wanted to do some just serious, simple, riff-driven rock. And these songs were coming to me during that first year alcohol-free. I'm like doing all these new things. I'm feeling feelings. And I started getting these really simple. And I'm like, how simple can I get?
Yeah.
How simple can I get? And so then I'm writing these fun songs, and I meet this really cool dude in sobriety, Paul DeFiglia, and he has this beautiful studio in the back of his house, Daylight Sound. We just go over there just to hang out.
Yeah.
He wants to show it to me, and that's when it hit me. I'm like, I got to make a record with you. I feel it. I smell it. I'm in it. Like, we're here. I want to make it here. I want to make it with you, and I want to do it to tape, live to tape.
Wow.
Never done it before. But I wanted to bottle the emotion that I was feeling.
Yeah.
And so I did it. Jared played guitar. I had Paul Simmons on drums, who I fucking love.
Yeah.
Paul. Billy Mercer on bass. I fucking love Billy. Billy's been my bass player since I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
It was so fun to just let that energy flow.
And that was the first record you've done where you weren't drinking.
Yeah.
So how did that feel?
Whew. It was just raw and visceral. And aware and beautiful, like just incredible.
Yeah.
Like feeling every feeling.
Yeah.
One of my last shows that I played before I stopped drinking was a piano show. I used to do this show series called Hannah Plays Piano.
Yeah.
I did it at Sid Gold's. People were buying me shots. I don't take shots, but I was like sipping the shots, and I had like Tiny Bomb, and I just, I drank too much, and I didn't play well.
Yeah.
And it sucked. There's a handful of times that I can like point to where I just I didn't perform the way I wanted to.
Right.
And the venue was hesitant to have me back.
Wow.
And that made me feel small.
Yeah.
And that's where it really hurts for me, because music is so cathartic. It's so much a part of my identity. I grew up playing the piano, from a small child. Like, it's so much a part of my heart.
Yeah.
That when I'm not doing that part good, then I'm probably not doing well, so what do I need to change?
Yeah.
And so doing this new record, this rock record, I was like, I didn't want to lose my wild.
Yeah.
I was afraid when I got sober, I was going to lose my wild.
Yeah.
And I think that this was a little bit of a nudge to myself. Like, hey, girl, you still got that Susie Quattro action. Like, just get in there and fucking just be raw, be real, lay it down. And so that's what Lone Wolf is all about. And I wanted to be ironic in the title.
Yeah.
Because I feel more connected to my Nashville community than ever.
Yeah.
And connected to the music than ever. So I don't feel like a lone wolf anymore.
Wow. That's fantastic. Wow. So what are you up to now? What's going on these days?
I'm still writing. I just submitted to a new agency, a new acting agency here in Nashville, the Block Agency, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Take a chance on a kid. I'm doing the audio thing.
Doing the thing. Yeah.
I'm doing the thing, man.
That's great. That's fantastic. You're really inspirational, and I really appreciate it. We've known each other for a very long time, and as couples do in our world, in our beautiful community in Nashville, we say, the four of us have to get together. And Sarah and I and you and Jeremy are always like, yeah. And then we never get to because of just scheduling and all. But it's a pleasure to get to know you. And I have a few of my speed round questions. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Our big wrap up here.
Okay.
Okay.
I just tensed my
Yeah, I know.
my butt muscles.
I don't even know why I put it that way, because everybody gets tense. Yeah, just take the little
I'm
pee.
clenching.
Take the pee out of your butt. Yes. And not like urine. Take the little tiny pee that you have clenched. What fascinates you?
Little tiny things in nature, like cicadas coming out of their shell, or just the patterns on leaves, wind blowing through leaves and trees, water flowing. Simple patterns in nature. Patterns. The beauty of music is like we're memorizing patterns.
Looks like the new album, Patterns. Wow, you're welcome. You're welcome, world.
I thought I was going to name the next album Unicorn and be pop album. So that's a possibility. But then I've been like, this other thing, quiet contemplative.
Well, there's a side A and there's a side B.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. What angers you? What pisses you off, Hannah?
People destroying the planet or not believing that we need to try to save it. Not loving on nature. God, it's like nature is really, my heart's wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Anything that detracts from us being like humans and our common humanity. Anything that divides us or separates us, which is like a lot these days.
Yeah, for sure. What brings you joy?
This. Talking with you, talking with other humans, relating, sharing stories, music, humanity, dogs pooping at the same time.
Yeah, me too. If you had a magic wand and you could fix something or change something to your liking, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
I got time.
I don't think I want one. I don't want a magic wand.
Why?
I mean, okay, this is not a magic wand, but I will just quote my just turned 5-year-old son. This is good. He understands enough about what's going on in the world that he would send our current president in a rocket up into space. And if he happened to come back to Earth in an untimely fashion, he would send him back into space on another rocket.
Wow.
And we need to get a new president. That's what he said. So that's my magic wand.
That's great. And he'd see Ace Frehley up there. Like,
Yeah, they're both.
What are you doing here?
They're on the same team apparently, so
They are.
They can hang out.
They would have a lovely time together. Ace and Trump. That's, yeah, perfect. Oh, my goodness. All right, the big question. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over all the way.
Thank you.
Over. Oh, my God. I'm so glad we are on the same page about this. Under
Race.
gives me anxiety. I switch it if I'm in somebody else's house.
I do the same thing. I do. I switch it. And I'm like, they're going to think I'm nuts. Or will they not notice? I don't know. And I have to check back in, you know? Hey, how's your bathroom doing? Why, Larry? Oh, no reason. Have you pooped at all today? No, why? Just curious about your toilet paper. Well, thank you, Hannah Fairlight. Thank you so very much. You are a musician. You're an actor. You're a mother. You are a real wife of a tour life. You're an inspiration. Thanks for listening and helping me cope through tough days and nights with my wife away on tour. You're someone I look forward to seeing more of because help.
Hey, come over anytime. Let's do Pilates together.
Maybe not Pilates, but okay. I'll tell you what I will do. I will make sure that those tacos do not burn.
Thank you.
You're so very welcome.
You're welcome. Taco Tuesday. Come.
Thank you so much. My name is Brother Love. This is the Just Keep Talking podcast, Real Lives of Tour Wives edition with Hannah Fairlight. Until next time, see you soon.
Bye.
You can personally support this show simply by clicking the tip link in the show notes. The Just Keep Talking podcast is now available on all podcast platforms. Please like, share, and subscribe. Visit our website at justkeeptalking.com, our YouTube channel at Just Keep Talking Podcast, and Instagram at The Just Keep Talking Podcast. We all just want to be seen, to be heard, and to belong. Thank you so much for supporting my mission and the Just Keep Talking Podcast with me, Brother Love, because your story matters.